Hey, good Monday morning, my friends. I'm live Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here. Very quiet weather pattern and a very smoky weather pattern. So I'm going to show that to you. I'm starting to try to get a handle on how to track the smoke with what parameters to use, what models to use. So it's going to be a factor. In fact, I've got a request into the modeling center for NOAA to ask them if the models know that the smoke is there and if they will adjust, because obviously it blocks the sun. And uh, for a given weather pattern, temperatures will be cooler than what they would be, of course, with sunny skies. But we're going to head on into the weekend forecast. And the one thing's for certain is that it looks very quiet. All right, so let's start off with a lot of squiggly lines first. Let's start off with the European model out 10 days. And what you'll basically see is very little, if any, precipitation. Here is a backdoor cold front again coming from the northeast. It comes through on Wednesday and brings us a northeast wind for 2 days, cools us down a little bit. And then as we head into the holiday weekend, this is Friday, notice no isobars around. Those are the pressure lines. That means the wind will be fairly light. And then as we go to Saturday morning, look at that, just one isobar in the entire state of Michigan. That means a calm to 5-mile-an-hour wind. And into Saturday afternoon, the high pressure, the upper level high pressure system will be right over us. Now, that is good and bad. The good is upper level high pressure system right over us, very calm, stable, usually sunny situation, but it's also a smoke trapper. So I anticipate that the smoke that will be coming into our skies and in our skies will be trapped under that upper level ridge that will be right under the center of. That means we could be ground zero for a lot of smoke in the upper level skies. Maybe not so much at the surface, but if it concentrates in the upper levels, it can come down to the surface eventually too. Here's Sunday, dry, and here's Memorial Day, dry, and it will be fairly warm, aside from the smoke. And then next week, we get into warmer temperatures yet. So things really looking quite summery pretty quickly here. All right, here's the same model, a little closer of a look on the backdoor cold front. There is Wednesday afternoon, so maybe a quick little half-hour shower. That's about it. Then the northeast winds. Then we go to Saturday. Look at that, almost dead calm during the day. Sunday, almost dead calm. Memorial Day, almost dead calm. You can get a breeze, a lake breeze coming in, but it doesn't sustain itself really strong. It gets up to 10 miles an hour, and without the strong sunshine heating the ground, you won't get as much of a lake breeze as you would. And Eric Young brings up a good point that there probably will be a fairly high fire danger as you head north this weekend. So the campfires, those might be put on hold, perhaps. Highs today in the 70s, should be gorgeous. Tomorrow in the low 80s, it looks like. Now, here's Wednesday. Remember that backdoor cold front comes in, so you get chilly in the northeast and in the Thumb and the Saginaw area, and you stay quite hot for this time of the year in the far southern part of the state. Hey, good morning, Muskegon. Sid Smith, good morning to you. And then we go to Thursday. Still that northeast wind, so still cooler over most of lower Michigan. Friday back to the 70s. And then Saturday, mid to upper 70s. Sunday into the 80s. I would say take 5 off for the smoke. So probably call it 80 degrees. And Memorial Day into the 80s. Some 87s showing up, like Grand Rapids, 88. That might mean 82 or 83, something like that. Tuesday, warmer yet. And this is 10 days out. Remember, this model can overdo it, what we call meteorological cancer, where it just keeps forecasting one trend and it gets, bigger and bigger. So, something like that, but it just shows the sign that we are heading toward much warmer to hot weather. Now, look at the visible satellite. You should be able to see this pretty clearly now as the sun comes up. Let me get it in the right view for you. As the sun comes up, the visible satellite gets better to look at, and look at all the smoke streaming from Canada down through the Dakotas, Minnesota, Iowa, into the Great Lakes, into Michigan skies, and then over into New York, Pennsylvania, and off the eastern seaboard. So that plume is coming in out of the northwest and right at us. Now, I did find one model parameter off of the European model that attempts to forecast what appears to be aerosols and particles. I'm going to be talking more with the modelers about this later, but you can see that it shows where that smoke is. Now, for example, this is tomorrow, patches of smoke, concentrated smoke coming across lower Michigan, and you can see the flow is right there. As we get the backdoor cold front come through on Wednesday, might scour out the atmosphere, give us sunny skies, but we're cooler. And then as we head toward the weekend, the smoke kind of starts to build back up again. So that's going to be a factor in our weather forecast here till the fires are out. And we're not at a good time of the year where you can get a lot of rain in those locations where the fires are occurring. You're starting to get into the dry season there. So there you have it. We do have a dry forecast. Get the garden hose ready. Get the camera ready for the smoky sunrises and sunsets. And you don't have to worry about being blown over either by much wind without any storm systems on the way. There's your MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have yourselves a great Monday. Bye.